Maurice, that was the question I had this week about if another league listed you as a co-host, but I didn't see how to take it off because it was over. And I guess it's up to them to take it off.
Unfortunately, yeah, when it comes to a co-hosted event, the original creator of the event, that league has to make that change, or we can always come in and make the change for you. Yeah, you as the receiving co-hosting league don't have the ability to edit that content.
Yeah, that was what I ran into. I just need to find out who the webmaster is for that other league and say, get it off.
Yeah, and that's also what we're here for too. If you want to still communicate with them, but you need contact info, we're more than happy to help too.
Okay, great. Thank you. That answered that question.
Does the co-host have to be another league? I mean, we co-host with our library.
Oh yeah, let me I'm gonna come back into a new draft. I believe that we have another field. I can't recall the name of it right now, but we'll show that off. And I think that it allows you to put the organization name and then a link or a URL to their website.
I did that for our town hall.
Oh, awesome. So I think so right under co-hosting event or co-hosting leagues, you have additional event hosts. Just gonna go with what I have here before, Future Leaders of America, and I have their website. I can continue to add others. I'm just gonna add that one for now.
Okay.
We'll just let that load.
Thank you.
Yeah. See what that looks like in a draft.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
Can you delete those past events without going to each one and deleting it?
I believe we have delete as an option here in manage content, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do. I would recommend maybe first unpublishing. That is one way that kind of mimics deleting. It removes, by unpublishing something, it removes it from view for the public, but it leaves it in draft mode for you as a webmaster. So if you needed to find anything in them again, it's kind of like archiving by leaving them unpublished. But definitely you have either option of deleting or unpublishing. Good question. Any other questions?
Well, this is a real quick one. So, you know, when you're doing an article or something and you have a URL, you highlight it and put it in there. I know you showed us once how to do an email, and I think it's even a different way than doing the URL, but I just don't remember how you do it.
Oh yeah, and I can definitely show that again. And I also want to show off that you can type in emails. Well, depending on how you want to make use of it. But yeah, let's show both examples. So I'm just going to go down to the body. I'm going to make two different versions of this. So email me. I want this to be a link. And then the other one is I'm just simply typing the email address.
Okay.
With email me, I need to create the link explicitly and then tell the system what it needs to look like. So let's use this one just so that it's better view. The link URL is going to begin mail to.
Oh, that's
so like,
what it was.
Like
okay.
Physical mail to, colon, no spaces required. So mail to colon followed by your email address or whatever the email address is going to be.
Okay.
So, and in the MyLO toolbar, whether you're using the link it tool or if you use this one here, they're interchangeable. So either this icon, any one of the chain link icons. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. Whoops. Okay. So let me add that back. Sorry. So one more time, typing these things out. I am going to add the text back or the link back to email me. So again, mail to MyLO@lwvc.org. The target I don't have to worry about because by default, it's going to open in a new window, usually a new email program. And then I just insert that. With this one, I don't need to add the link because the system is going to automatically make this into a link for me.
Okay, that's what I remember now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So now I'll just go ahead and save. It's not until we save that we see the email become a link. Let's take a look at the draft. There we
Very
have
good.
the same destination. I get, my little email dialog box. Same outcome for both.
Thank
But
you.
this is an option if you want to hide the email behind the text.
Is that more secure, Amaris?
We do have modules in place that will protect this. It is kind of I'm not sure what it's called, a spam filter. I don't think that's what it is. But it is in place to shield email addresses that we type directly into the window. But definitely, with or without that security that we have in place, having it a little hidden behind text is always a little bit trickier for crawlers to find those.
So, Maurice, what I have done a lot is type in the email address and then go back later and change the text. Is that the same as what you're doing here? Because when I look at it, it'll say the mail to : with the email address for the link. And I just change the text on it and the link stays the same.
Yeah, that is that you are doing pretty much the same thing that we did with the email me step. You're just adding the save in between. So it is the fact that the system hyperlinks the email address is the same as when we add mail to : that's what the system is filling in for you when you click save.
Thank you.
Definitely. All right, Ed, I think you had another question. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple of questions. First of all, this is my first time joining your group here, and it's very helpful. How often do you have these sessions, Emers?
Yeah, we try to keep these regular to every 2 weeks. We've been on this schedule steady for a while, but if there's any changes to the schedule, I will always let folks know in the Google group.
Okay. Secondly, maybe I missed it, is there documentation on this new front page function?
We have very limited documentation right now, but I am going to hopefully be adding written materials to our site. And with the office hours wrap up, I'll make sure to not only have the link to the recording, but links to that written stuff too.
Okay. And finally, Jeanette Dye down there knows that I'm struggling with trying to put a payment system on our website. And I was just wondering how many people have done that other than PayPal. I kind of know how to do PayPal. We're trying to use something called Alabon, uses something called Converge in order to make payments to the bank. I wonder, does anybody else have any experience with that program?
I had to do that when I worked, but so I did both PayPal and Converge for 2 different projects, and I but that was over 3 years ago. I don't think I can help you at this point.
Okay, I'm finding Converge a real challenge to try to figure out what they're saying. Okay. I'll put a notice in the Google groups, but nobody's answered me yet on that. Thank you. And Jeanette, I will be contacting you again.
Awesome. That's one of my favorite parts of our sessions, that you really can get to talking with others where you might have seen them pass by in the Google group, but you really get to talk here. All right. Did anybody have any other questions?
Well, this is a kind of a quick one, but when I was doing an article and I was looking in my files for, a picture, and then I thought, well, wait a minute, isn't there a search bar? So, and I know you talked a little bit about it, but isn't that true that when you're looking for an image that you can supposedly type in something, and then does that match the first way you described the image to begin with?
It can also pull out a word in the middle. So if you can remember the third word, and this is the assumption that the phrase or title of the file is written with spaces rather than underscores. So if it's written with spaces and you remember the third word in the middle of it, then it'll be included in the result.
All right. So are you saying that it's going from that very, very first line right next to where it says, I don't know, saved image or something, where it's not my writing, it's how the
machine has interpreted it.
Is that what it's searching?
Yes. So
okay.
If you are going to go based off of the file or the name that you have given it, I would recommend when you're uploading the file, copying the original way that you've written it with the spaces and the capitalization.
Or not that I've written it. It's how the computer brought it up.
Well, let me go ahead and upload an image, and I'll show an example of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So when I upload a new file, this is actually something I need to upload for later. Okay, so what I usually do is the file name here down at the bottom, I copy that. So the way that I have it written, and sorry, it's rather small. I'm not able to zoom in any further.
I got it. Okay.
But down here in my file explorer where the file name is listed, I'm copying that. So it says subscribed space, list space, item, and so on.
Okay.
And when I open that, and I'm just gonna go straight to next, that'll upload it. And we want that to be a public file. This is probably what you're referring to, Mary Jo. This is where the I don't know if it's the computer itself or the MyLO system, but it's probably both of them together. That is how the machines are communicating. They need it to be in a machine readable format. So what I copied is now just going to replace the machine readable format of the file name. So it's technically the same text. I'm just making sure that there are no underscores. The .png can remain, but this makes it easier to be searched for.
Okay.
So let me just go through the usual. I have permission. I don't want that to show.
So this is what so it doesn't look for alt text and it doesn't look for title text. Just looking at that one up. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So just here in the name file. That's right.
But it'll find stuff that you put in the description as well.
Good point. I did not realize that. Let's bring that up.
So if I had question marks and I put in the description, if I just put question marks, it should show up.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what to search for, but yeah, you definitely can search for things by their description.
Where did you go back up? Where did you actually type that? Well, that's how you're
Here.
describing it. But when you go back to searching, how did you?
Under description, I typed it in here below and then apply.
Right, but I mean, if you're starting and you wanted to find something, so you'd go to My League Files, and then does it give you? Yeah, okay. So where do you? Oh,
Yeah. So
I'm
My League
sorry, that's
Files.
where you were. I apologize.
No worries.
Okay.
You
Oh.
can do the description search on either of the three. So My League's files, My Files, and All Files give you the chance to search by file name, description,
Oh, okay.
and then any of the preset type.
So good
media tags
idea.
or
So
issues.
the way that I intuitively would describe it, just I'm going to type that in description. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a really good point. It's
Okay, thank you.
Good use of the description too, so that it's easier to
Okay.
find stuff.
That ends my real quick questions. Thank you.
Certainly.
Maybe I think I missed it. I was doing something. The page you're showing now, where's that page?
This one I just jumped over I'm on my demo local site and jumped over to our sample web form. I was gonna show off in talking about these form emails. I just wanted to show how you can resend emails. So if you needed to go over a submission that needed to be, or the folks needed to be re-notified about that submission, you'd click on the results tab and then either click view or the number of the submission. And it gives us the answers that person provided, but we can also just resend those emails from there. And that's per submission.
Who are you resending the email to? You mean like to somebody else?
It would resend the email to whoever I have listed here. So under web forms and under emails, I have just myself and value of your email. So it would be resending an email to me at my Gmail address, but it would also send to what their answer was to your email.
Because maybe you missed it or something and you thought, wait a minute, she said, okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's there as a just in case.
That's a good idea. I didn't, yeah.
Mine, when I go to results, it only just says general public or something like that. And it's only when I go to my table that I can actually see the information in a table where it shows the actual person, not because the user is shown as general public, which isn't particularly useful.
Yeah, that will happen when the user is not logged in. So if it's just a general public member, we don't know who they are because they haven't logged into the site. So these are all submissions from logged in users because we know exactly who they are. But like you're saying, Liz, if it's folks that are not logging in, but they are still filling out a form, you'll see general public user instead.
Okay.
Yeah. And table is a good way to look at all of the data at once. So I can't think of an example of why, but this is a lot easier if you don't need to download it to view it. You could just use a table to look at it that way.
Yeah, and then you get the additional information where you can tell which one is which, as opposed to
from there you probably had a question of what's your name or something like that.
That's one of the next things I'm going to be asking you in the future weeks, Amaris, is to make people be able to create their login, because we don't have a members only thing yet, but I know you have to do something so that people can find us when they try to create an account.
Yeah, it is a one-step thing to make a change on your homepage. But definitely we can we can go over that at a later date once you're getting closer to being ready.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
When you click resend emails, does it take you to your mail client before it's, so you can see what you're sending, or does it automatically send it?
It does automatically send it. You can see
Okay.
what you're sending if you go back to web form and you go to the emails. You would have a chance to individually customize each email. So if I want to customize the one that I get to my Gmail, I would click on edit, and down here at the bottom where I see the email template, I can make a change here. And then save email settings. Now let's go back and I'm going to do table so I can see who it will send to. I'm going to use number 19. Okay, so I should get an email to my A. LeBron at LWVC and then a second one to my Gmail address. So this is all you get to see. You don't get to make a change to the messages, but you get to see the subject and you can deselect one of those. But I'll just resend to everybody. And here we go. Whoops. So here's the one to A. LeBron at lwvc.org. I'm sorry, no, these are these are the older ones that I'm just receiving. So this is the one that I just filled out today, or technically resent today. It still has the original submission date, but it did take that update that I made to the template email.
Mhm.
And then let's see, and here's the other. So the other one was, let me bring that one back up. Actually. So this was the message on the left to my Gmail address. And I left the default from address. And then this is the one to my A. LeBron at LWVC. And the same, the default from address is being used. So if you do make changes to the template before you resend the emails, the changes will apply. So you could temporarily or change it, the template so that it reads, you know, we've resent this to you. You will just want to remember to go back and change the template after resending.
Yes.
So I just want to confirm that what we're talking about here is emails sent to us based on stuff that people have put into forms. So like if it's from the general public, it's very likely like someone filling out a membership form. So it would say general public, but if we go and actually look at the email, it would have all their form information and we'd know, you know, who
Right.
sent it.
Right. When you, and even before you need to look at the email, let's see if I can get back to the web form easily. Here we go. You can also see that information through the results tab. So results and then table, like Liz was saying, this is an easy way to see all the answers so that you could say, okay, I know their name now and I know their email address and go on from there without needing to find the email.
Got it.
And that's where I could just click clear if I want to just get rid of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I was doing them individually. There's a way to do it. You click it and then I think it asks you if you want to delete it or something.
Yeah, I think so. When you're viewing each individual one, maybe at the bottom. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Right at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you're able to edit answers as well. Okay, you're editing it as if you were editing it using the form. I've never tried this before, but that's an option. And then just get back out by clicking the form name.